Then next is chansal tut tara hun yige ndedan chodan namka kangma jiten dumbo shepji nende lupa mepra gupar numa. So now that is prostrating and supplicating to the Rikche Lamo. Rik means see. And make che means maker, one who makes you see. Okay. Rik also means awareness. Rikche. Lamo means goddess. So this is many times practiced by many people, actually more than enough share of people, practiced as a kind of magnetizing, it is very interesting. We all supposed to be practicing for enlightenment for all sentient beings. But then there is this little, how do you say, in West they say carrot and stick. So that temptation is like this supposed to help you to overcome this problem, and this supposed to help you to get this thing. So the Rikche Lamos are mainly magnetizing. Magnetizing. And people practice the extreme, most same sources, but totally separate from the 21 phrase by itself is Rikchema. So the red, half wrathful, half peaceful Dakini carrying a bow and arrow made out of flower. And lots of people like to practice this to magnetize and become powerful and become charismatic. That is it. Yeah, that is it. The correct word. I got it. Yeah. Sometimes there's this magic, charisma. Everybody is dying for charisma. So they wanted to get charisma, so they practice this. But then it doesn't work. The problem is when you practice a bodhisattva or Buddha with selfish motivation of having charisma, then the effect will be opposite, and nobody likes you. Yes, that happens. And then also it attracts something that you don't like. So something becomes like a chewing gum that glues onto you, and you cannot take it out, because you have done that practice with wrong motivation, so it attracts, and then that attraction is there and stuck on you, and you can't get rid of it. It's like you become like a magnet for the problem. So therefore we have to be very, very careful about tantric practices such as Rigjema. Rigjema is very powerful. Therefore, if it is for the enlightenment, for the benefit of all sentient beings, and if that is 100% pure, with no strings attached, no vested interests, then good. If you have a little bit of vested interests, then forget about Rigjema. No, don't forget about Rigjema. Just praise to her, prostrate to her, and don't try to practice it, because it will be obstacle. It will be obstacle for you, because a wisdom deity can never be misused. And by the karma of the wrong motivation of misusing the sacred deity will be so severe that you get everything that you don't want. And you become very charismatic to everything that you don't like. And so that way, one have to understand the Wang Du. Here the word Wang Du is used, Wang Du Dua, like magnetizing. And she's a red color in red, and she manifests the light, which represents the charismatic light. Charismatic light means for example, it can be exactly two same thing. Two exactly same thing. But for one of these, you are totally drawn, and for another one is nothing. You know, so that is the specific power of the Rigjemas red light. And now now this is here the tantric the mantra syllables are used, and it says tutare hun yike. So this tutare hun syllable, this sound, and especially hung sound, which is the om tare, tutare, ture, soha, the all of the tutare, ture, this everything put together is hung. And the hung is very much in even in the Hindi language today. You know, ho raha hai, kar raha hung. Huh? You know? So do you say that? Huh? Hung. Hung. So hung is somehow all inclusive, like conclusion. Hung is a conclusion. After you have said hung, then you have to say something else. You cannot say hung again about the same thing, because you already have said it. Unless you are a repeater like me, you know, I repeat all the time. So unless that, then hung is the conclusion. And now what does this mean? Actually, Dukam, Zukam, and Zumekam. So the form realm, formless realm, desire realm, formless realm, which is described here by De Ta, Cho Ta, Namkha Kangma. De means attachment, that means desire realm. Cho means direction, that means form realm. You know, you have to have a form to have a direction. If you have direction, you have a form, right? And then the formless is Namkha. Namkha means sky. Sky. So sky have no form. It is formless. Dedan, Chodan, Namkha. Kangma. Kangma means full. So now which is followed by Jikten Dunpo Shabji Nente. Now again Jikten. Jikten means subject or object of destruction. And here mentions 7. So this is very particular. Of course, it means everything, but here it is mentioned with a very common, usual terminology and number. So this is not very important. But if you wanted to write down, for the sake of knowing, when somebody says, "What is Jikten Dun?" then you can answer, you know. So you can write it down. It means Nagas, uh, uh, Asuras, uh, mm, uh, then what is not God, not demigods. Asura means hungry ghost. Okay, and then demigods, and then human. Then Rigpa Jinpa means like those who practice sacred awareness, those who have realization of sacred awareness. And then another one is something in between. It is like not human and not God, not ghost, in between. There can be some of you Miwamchi. So Miwamchi, and then the last one is God. God. Last one is God. So does that make 7? Nagas, Yida, Tamin, Mi, Ripanjipa, Miwamchi, La, the God, the 7. So this 7 is known as 7 subject of destruction or object of destruction. And then these 7 are under her feet. So she's standing on and sitting on these 7. And that means subjugate all of them. That means magnetize all of them. And do you like to magnetize Asura? Do you like to magnetize Nagas? It is very serious, because at one time, now this is sidetrack, during the time of Guru Rinpoche, when there was a very sacred temple is being built, there was no wood. So there was one Naga who brought the wood, and there was one sort of spring where the woods were piled every morning. So the people can go there and pick up the wood and keep on building the temple. Otherwise, there's no wood. And then the king wanted to see this, wanted to thank this Naga, and he told the master, can I see this Naga and say thank you? And the Guru said, it is not very good idea, but I will ask. So then the Guru told the Naga, the king like to see you and thank you. The Naga says, better not. And then Guru says, king is insisting, so you should show up. Then he said, okay. Then king should be ready on the top of the palace on such and such time, and he should have a mirror made out of some special metal, and then when he hears the sound of me, he should only look at the mirror, don't look at me. So king did exactly this, but when he saw in the mirror, it is not very clear, because the metal mirror not very clear, but something very, very bright and very, very fierce, like a huge snake, half human, half snake, like that, huge. So his curiosity, somehow took over, and he looked, and as he looked, his whole body was poisoned, and he almost died. And then there was some special mantra that was transmitted to the king, and then by practicing that, king was cured. So it was in the Rinchen Tenzu collection of the text, lineage, that this text is one of the transmission, and it is explained very clearly there. So definitely I'm not ready for magnetizing that one. Then there's many others, very severe. Anyway, now the last sentence is lupa mepar gupar numa. So what does that mean? Now, not only these 7, but there is nothing which the Rigche Lamo cannot magnetize. There's nothing that Rigche Lamo cannot magnetize. So everything that she can magnetize against their will. That means nothing can resist her power, and so Ngupa means Ngup means calling them. Like if the court says you show up on Monday morning, God have the power to summon you. Ngupa means summon, and if you resist, then you come on the Monday morning 10 o'clock or else condemned of court. Therefore the Rigche Lamo have the power to magnetize and summon everything that is there to be summoned. And so lupa mepar gupar numa means that. So that is the Wangdu Rigche Lamo. So I will end here for today, far as the prayers are concerned.